Okay, hello.
Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about computers, what they are, history, and everything like that. We'll take a little walk here. So, first, right off the bat, what are really computers? Well, the definition I really like to go on about what computers actually are is my computer engineering professor's definition of it, and basically a computer is anything that can do math at all. Oh god, bad lighting, but I'll walk this way. But a computer is anything that can do math relatively quickly. But then everything can be a computer, like the abacus from the ancient Egyptian days can be a computer. So what really then is a computer that we think of today? And that's basically anything that can perform tasks for us in an automated way. Next thing I want to talk about is how computers actually work. So computers basically do a bunch of math really quick to display images, send messages, send things around, and it's pretty much how they work in a very, very short period of time that I have. I could go into really descriptive nature and all the logic behind computers, logic devices, and whatnot, but I'll save everybody from that. Now, these days, pretty much everybody has a computer or something like a computer, like a cell phone. Like I'm filming this right now on a cell phone, but everybody has some sort of computer access to them. So really, computers are very universal these days, and everything is basically done online now. Banking, media, just everything really. And they've been around only for like, what, 50 or so years, and then only 30 or so for non-military use. So yeah, that's basically the history of them. But the future of computing, it's kind of unknown. Nobody really knows how small computers are going to get, what they're going to be used for in the future. I mean, recently, I think this is really cool, but I think University of Bristol made a computer that used actual electrons to do the computer logic. So there's just no knowing what computers will be used for. But thank you for bearing with me, and I hope you have a good day.
So computers connect us to the world at any given moment, right? But what about when we're not at home? What about when we don't have a desktop in front of us? That's when the cell phone comes in. Now, the cell phone was invented around 1973, and the first one was created by Motorola. Now, the problem with that is that the first one was essentially it was a brick. It was about this big and weighed about twice as much. Since then, we've upgraded the phones. Now we can call each other from just about anywhere, as long as you have service, that is, of course. Send text messages, and even do more. So, now some companies decided that wasn't enough, and starting pretty much with BlackBerry, this smartphone was created. Now, what is a smartphone, you might ask? Well, it lets you use apps, which are applications. They make the phone do more than just call and text. Importantly enough, these apps allowed internet access through wireless networks. Now, Apple was the one that really popularized this, and they revolutionized this industry with the iPhone 1. It was almost like an iPod Touch, except thicker, and it lets you call your friends, right? So you could use all those apps that were on the App Store already, mobily. You didn't have to be connected to Wi-Fi anymore. Since then, Apple's really upgraded. Now we're at the iPhone 6, which is crazy. It's got a fingerprint reader and the home button and all kinds of stuff like that. Apple's not the only game in town, though. Google has also helped to revolutionize the smartphone industry with Android. Now, Android isn't produced by only Google, whereas the iPhone is produced only by Apple. There are many major companies that make Android phones. You've got Samsung, you've got HTC, you've got LG. All of them make these fantastic phones. The Samsung Galaxy, the LG Nexus, and the HTC One, all fantastic phones. And this competition has caused the market for smartphones to drastically improve. So now we've got computers that let us connect to the internet. We've got the internet, which lets us connect to anybody at any time. Cell phones, which allow us to mobily connect to anybody at any time. And the television, which revolutionized how we consume media. Now let's talk about that for a second. Consumption of media. The television required you to sit down at a specific time to watch a specific program. And if you missed it, well, you were kind of SOL until the next time the program came on. You'd have to watch that TV guide channel, and figure out when you're going to be able to see it again. However, the VCR brought about something called on-demand consumption. So you could set your VCR to record a show and then watch it whenever you wanted, on demand. Now, this on-demand market has been revolutionized by many new services: YouTube, Twitch, other various streaming services. Now, YouTube is a company that's owned by Google. A lot of people have called it Google's folly, but the idea of YouTube is that a content creator uploads a video and anybody can watch that video. The benefit to this is that you can sit down at any time. It could be 3 a.m. in the morning and that video is still available. A lot of people use this actually to make their living. Content creators like Grace Helbig, Hannah Hart, Philip DeFranco, and many others make a good living from this, mostly through ad revenue. Netflix is another example of on-demand content. Netflix is arguably one of the largest streaming services on the internet, second only to YouTube. And what it does is, for a simple $7.99 a month, you can watch pretty much any TV show and movie that you can think of. Supernatural, Orange is the New Black, Arrow, and new movies too. The idea is that it's when you want to watch it, rather than limited to when it gets shown. Now, a curious case of this on-demand is Twitch.tv. Twitch is a video streaming service, but the difference is that Twitch is live. Now, live, what does that mean? When you go onto Twitch, you select a channel, and what happens on that channel is the broadcaster is streaming it live at the same time as you're watching it. It's almost a step back from that on-demand mindset, right? Because now you're tied to that schedule, the broadcaster schedule, when they're live. But that's the thing, you're not. See, Twitch is an interesting hybrid. It has the live component where you can only watch the channel when the stream is live. But what Twitch does is it records every stream in something called a VOD, video on demand. As long as the streamer has enabled the VODs on his channel or her channel, you can go back and watch the whole thing, that whole stream, however many hours it is. Another cool part of it is that the streamer can take a small chunk of that VOD and highlight it. They can pull it out and say, look at this part, it's really cool. You can even upload it straight to YouTube, which is fantastic. The interconnectivity of Twitch and YouTube has done wonders for both services. Now, Twitch is extremely popular because of this. For instance, there's a competitive gaming show called LCS, League Competitive Series, for the game League of Legends. When it was streamed this past year in 2015, it had more than 100,000 concurrent viewers. That's a ton compared to however many people watch a YouTube video in a single day. So what does it all mean? You've got on-demand video, you got phones, you got computers. What does it all come together to show us? Technology has advanced incredibly since it was first invented. A computer could barely process a 3 kilobyte Word file before, and now I have a 1 terabyte hard drive in my computer and 15 games installed at the same time. I can watch a stream on Twitch, which is a very high CPU consumption, and play a game. On my phone, I can text somebody, Snapchat to someone, record a Vine, go on Instagram, take a picture, go on the internet, Google something whenever I have a question, and I can call my parents, all within the span of 3 minutes. And content is much more on demand now. You don't have to wait for it to happen. You can choose when to watch it. It's a whole new world as far as entertainment and education are concerned. We can connect instantly and form connections with people without ever having seen them face to face. My partner for this assignment, Andrew, never met him, but we created this project over the internet. So think about that. Pretty crazy what the internet's done, huh?